YouTube. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today? I hope you feeling good. I hope you living good, eating good. Hope everything is good. Today I got some crazy videos for y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. We just here to, just food for thought. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not a financial advisor by any of these videos. Sometimes we talk about crypto, but just let me know what you think. Put a like at the put a like in the video if you feel what's going on.
He said, "You asked me and asked me and asked me about investments, and he said, I'm going to tell you something that will increase like Apple one day. That will be a major investment in the end times." And he said, XRP will go from where it's at right now to $10,000 one day. It will be worth over $10,000 per XRP. And when he said that to me, I didn't even know what XRP was. And I was like, what is XRP? So I had to Google it. And I found out it was a cryptocurrency. But I'm telling you, it's going to come through certain cryptos. And it's going to come, that's what I hear. And maybe it'll be through something for you for something else, okay? But I'm telling you, I keep seeing XRP. And like I said, I'm not telling you to invest in it. That's on you. Do not say, hey, you told me to invest in it. No, I'm telling you, there's going to be something in my spirit, in my opinion, with XRP in the near future.
Hey y'all, he's not lying. He's not lying. I think every video now we done talked about XRP. XRP is very hot in the news. You can turn on Fox Business. You're talking about XRP. You can look at the people that's running our financial system. They're talking about XRP, Bitcoin. Just educate yourself on what's going on around you. That's all I do.
NASA captured heaven in an image.
Pay attention and listen because NASA found heaven using the Hubble telescope. Look.
Hey, the Hubble telescope launched back in 1990. 4 years later, 1994, we get that image right there. Okay, shot back down to Earth from the Hubble telescope. Now, what did NASA do? Of course, they tried to hide it, but it didn't work. Now, by the way, that picture right there, my uncle gave me that picture. It was taken by a photographer at Ellington Airfield of the Hubble telescope. You guys know my uncle worked at NASA, and he told me that NASA, does in fact try to hide images and anomalies from the public. Okay, I just wanted to include that little tidbit of information in my video today. By the way, my microphone shorted out. I'm using a different microphone, guys. But check it out. I mean, look, you can see towers, pillars, caves. I mean, it looks like a man-made building. Okay, this galactic city in the middle of the universe.
Yo, does that not look like a kingdom though? Like if a extraterrestrial race or if that's the home of the heavens. I don't know what they're trying to say here, but that's that's beautiful, honestly.
I mean, this is mind-blowing. Like, I thought it was fake, but this, like I said, guys, this is a real NASA image leaked to the public. And I don't know why I've never heard about it. I was watching another channel last night, and they covered the topic here, and I was blown away. I mean, it's quite beautiful, actually. And the crazy thing is, okay, when it was leaked back in 1994, it was one day after Christmas. So was that intentional? Because they're calling it, the city of God. So to me, I mean, I don't know. Was that someone at NASA that, is basically trying to send us, the American people, the Earth, the world, for the world, really, when we're talking about the Hubble telescope, are they trying to send us a message? I mean, what are we looking at here, guys? Crazy. I mean, it reminds me of like ancient ruins like on Mars or the moon or, or any planet for that matter.
That picture reminded me of like have you ever seen Ant-Man Marvel movies? And they go into the quantum verse or the quantum, they go down, they shrink so small, they go into a different like world. That kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
But check it out. And it has like these weird domes and tower, almost like a watchtower, and you can actually see different rooms. And I mean, to me, there's too many shapes and there's too much geography there. It doesn't look natural. Okay. And again, it's very beautiful to look at. You know, when I saw it, I just kind of stared at it for a while. I was like, wow, that is absolutely beautiful. But I mean, right there's the original image right there. I did add a little bit of a filter, but like I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the original NASA image untouched. And also, we're going to zoom in here in a minute and, you know, get a good close look at it. You know, because you guys know I do everything I can to show you every bit of detail. I mean, right there, guys. Here we go. We're gonna zoom in a little bit. I mean, that to me, I don't know. That does not look natural. And why would something like that be literally floating in space, right? And right there, you see that little tower? And is that like a little moon? Maybe they have two moons behind them. It looks like a city. You know, like something you would see like on Google Maps. I mean, totally crazy. Like there's a little tunnel right there, some caves, and almost like a V-shaped roof back there. You know, some type of awning. I don't know, guys. I mean, you tell me. You tell me what you think in the comment section because, you know, I'm completely blown away here. You know, and when you put all the facts together, the fact that it was leaked, okay, NASA tried to classify the picture, right? They tried to hide the picture from the public, but it was too late. Reporters already had their hands on it. And by the way, you know, it's kind of buried on the internet.
Pay attention to what he said, because his father used to work for NASA, and NASA would withhold images from the public. They didn't want anyone seeing these images. But this image right here is the one that got leaked in 1994. Now, the fact that this is a confirmed leak image from NASA and that the Hubble Space Telescope, all you got to do is
released a document a while ago basically stating.
So yeah, guys, that's pretty. What do y'all think? What do y'all think that was? What do y'all think that is? It was like an island to me, like an island that's floating out like in the ocean or something. You know, it had definitely had structure to it. Looked like it was a mountain, houses. It did look like a tower. You know, start using that imagination. It did look like a whole little city. You know, so.
all you got to do is continue to pay attention because things are getting weird.
So if you don't already know, the CIA released a document a while ago basically stating that the universe is a hologram, and it talks a lot about how you can access superhuman abilities as well as create your own reality based on their understanding of consciousness and reality being a projection hologram. And I'm going to go over each of it section by section in more detail. This is part 2, so if you missed part 1, go to the other video. The second technique they talk about to access higher states of consciousness is transcendental meditation. For those who are familiar with the word Kundalini, transcendental meditation is the process of the Kundalini rising, which is where in a meditative state you are focusing on drawing energy up from the base of the spine all the way into the third eye and the top of the crown. As they describe in this document, by doing this, you can have this experience where basically all the pleasure centers in your brain light up and your brain goes into perfect coherence. Why? Because you reach brain and heart coherence, which expands your electromagnetic field as well as helps you tap into the infinite possibilities of the reality. Generally speaking, and they say this in the document, getting to the state could take up to 5 years of consistent meditation practices. However, by listening to frequencies between 4 and 7 hertz, you can stimulate getting into this transcendental space much quicker. They also talk later in this document, which I'll go on later, by combining hypnosis with transcendental meditation, you can have profound impacts on the mind and body. But stay tuned for part 3.
That's crazy. Yeah, do y'all believe that? I believe that. I think, I try to sun gaze and, meditate and, try to raise my frequency every chance I can. I definitely do. I want to know what it's like to, ascend to a higher self. You know, I try to educate myself, on my religious beliefs a little bit more than, what meets the eye. I definitely try to engage in the word and everything. So, what do y'all think?
Here's what I found out in 1996. A group of geneticists wrote this book. Little tiny geneticists.
Can you identify where they're from and the group, how it came about?
Yeah, okay. All right, sure. Yes, indeed. An organization is called the American Association for the Advancement of Science. The American Association for the Advancement of Science. Now, this organization is composed of people who study about DNA and the genome. And you've been reading about the DNA and the genomes. Well, this group of scientists came upon an idea by accident at first that different groups of people had different numbers of DNA series.
Explain that.
Now, a DNA series means that when your DNA is located, and say they get a hair from your head and they subject it to certain tests, they say, well, this is the DNA of Minister Brown, and yours is different from everybody else in the world, all right? Then they found further that not only are their DNA series different, but the number of DNAs in there are different in different groups. Whites have a different number of DNA, and blacks have a different number of DNA series. Apes have a different number of DNA series. Then they found this amazing thing, that the greater the number of DNA series, the smarter the person, the group is, the greater the probability of genius within that group. So they tested the orangutans, these 15 geneticists from around the world. Now, these geneticists came from 9 different universities. And we have here on the cover of the pamphlet they put out the names of these geneticists. And you can see them right there, right beneath the title of this pamphlet. Now, this pamphlet, most people have no idea what it means. But breaking it down, and after you study it and have it explained to you by a geneticist, a trained geneticist, you will find that they're talking about DNA series. Now, here are the names of these 15 geneticists from around the world: University of Japan, University of China. Yale University is the headquarters of this organization called the American Association for the Advancement of Science. And you see it down there. Now, this was copyrighted in 1996. All right. What it said is this, and this is the mind-blowing part. It said that when they tested the orangutan, they found out he only had 3 DNA series. When they tested the gorilla, they found out the gorilla has 4 DNA series, but he's a little smarter than the orangutan. They tested the chimpanzee, which is an ape, and found that he had 5 DNA series. Then they went all into the different races of the world. They went into Europe and tested the DNA series of the English, the French, the German, the Spanish, the Russians, and found they had 6 DNA series. Then they put all of this, what they found from around the world, on a map. And this map really is called the intelligence map of the world, because they tested 116 different human groups and found their DNA series numbers. All of them, all over the world, have 6. And they put the numbers in form of a little flag that you can see on this map. These little flags have a color. And they show, oh, this is upside down. I'm sorry. Yeah. And they show that the English have only 6. And all into Europe, only 6. Went over into Japan and China, and they only have 6. Over into America with a predominantly European, and they only have 6. Then they came to Africa, and they came to the part of Africa. Now all the rest of them they put in little flag colors. Those flag colors are orange, red, if you notice. But when they came to Africa, found out that the African people have 9 DNA series.
That's crazy. I don't even know what that means, but I'm like mind blown by it because that's 3 more than the next leading human being as far as the level of intelligence, you know. This is crazy. This is information I've never heard before. Have you guys heard about this information before? You know.
From here, just below the Shanghai Empire, down to the foot of Africa. All those 10 nations, of which African Americans descended from one of them. We have 9 DNA series, the greatest possibility of genius in our group. Now, it's answered this age-old question: how can a people survive being told they're nothing for 400 years, never allowed to learn that they came from beautiful cities, and told they came from a jungle? How could a people survive? How can a people become champions in everything they touch? Because they have 9 DNA series, while the rest of the world has only 6.
So is that why they say we're non-ether beings? I like the way I like the conversations that we have. It always come in full circle. I love it.
After living under the sea for 95 days, he not only became 10 years younger physically, his height is also shortened by 0.5 inches. By the end of March 2023, American scientist Dituri lives in an undersea cabin 30 feet underwater. Its entrance is at the bottom. There are no pressure relief facilities in the cabin. Bananas can explode here. Although the cabin is small in size, it contains a work area, bedroom, kitchen, and above-ground windows with sea views. Here, Dituri does research and teaches students every day. He also uses the internet to share videos and give interviews. After ending his underwater life, doctors conducted tests on his body. It was found that the telomere length of his body's cells increased by 20%. Telomeres are genetic sequences at the ends of chromosomes. As we grow older, telomeres gradually shorten, but Dituri increased. Even the number of stem cells increased tenfold. This also means that life under the sea reversed his aging, making him almost 10 years younger. Can living underwater really slow down aging? In fact, it all has to do with high air pressure. The air pressure in an underwater cabin is about 1.6 times than on land. This environment had an effect on him similar to that of a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Research shows that a number of healthy elderly people received a series of 60 hyperbaric oxygen treatments over 3 months. Physiology becomes younger than one's actual age. So, for longevity, would you like to live in this underwater cabin?
Clapper.
Dang. What do y'all? That's crazy. So if we was to live underwater, we live to be, hundreds of years old. No oxygen. I mean, yeah, I mean, we still have to live off of the oxygen and stuff like that. But the, that's crazy. I mean, you can put fruit in jars and it lasts for years. I learned that from the movie Hose. You ever seen that? Zero eating was it peaches out of a jar? But so these videos is rolling. Let me know what y'all think. I'm definitely trying to bring y'all the heat. Keep it coming. Let me know if I'm doing good. Put it in the comments, leave a like, please. Share it, and we're gonna be back for the next time. So let's keep it going. Peace.